Welcome into the video. I'm your tech guy Wayne, and today I'm bringing you my full new user guide on the Moto G Stylus 5G 2024. This is a comprehensive video that includes every video that I've made on this phone. I'm putting it in one big new user guide that you watch from beginning to end. This will get you fully up to speed on how to navigate the phone, how to download apps, how to set a PIN code to secure your phone. From there, we're going to some cool and useful tips and tricks. From there, I'll show you how to take a screenshot, and I'll show you what to do if your phone ever starts glitching or the touchscreen is not working properly. I'll show you how to do a soft reset, and we'll end the video with how to factory reset the phone. So make sure you watch all the way to the end so you don't miss any important information. And importantly, if you get value out of this video, please stop and bump that like button down below. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, let's start with just a tour of the phone. And I'm going to just turn the screen off here and just show you the buttons. Let's start with the left side of the phone. So there are no buttons on this side, but there is a SIM card tray. And this is where you would pop out the your carrier SIM card for your service. It's also where you would put in a memory card for the phone as well. So if you have an old memory card from another phone, you can pop it in right here. I will also put a link on screen right here to some recommended memory cards that will go well with this phone. On the right side of the phone here, you'll find your volume up and volume down buttons, and you'll find your power sleep button. Now, the way this button works here is you're simply going to tap the button to wake up the phone, tap it again to put the phone asleep. Notice that the screen just went dim. The phone is still on, it's just asleep. And if you hold down on this button for 1 second, it will bring up your power menu that you can use to basically power off the phone. Simply tap on this button right here to power off the phone, or this button on the bottom here to restart the phone. At the bottom of the phone, you'll find your auxiliary port, which is where you'll plug in headphones, wired headphones. Here you'll find your charging port. Now, the charging type for this phone is called a USB-C or a Type-C. So if you ever need to replace your charging cable, you need to go to the store and ask for a Type-C or USB-C charging type, okay? And then to the right here, you'll find your stylus pen. And this is what will allow you to write on the screen and also control the screen using the pen. Okay, so we finished our tour of the phone, and now let's talk about how to unlock the phone or how to get into the phone, and then how to navigate the phone from the home screen. To wake up the phone, you'll need to press on the power button 1 time here, and then put your finger on the screen and drag up the screen, okay? Let me show you that one more time. Press the power button to get to the lock screen. Take your finger, put it on the screen, and just drag up. That will take you into the phone, and this is what is called the home screen. Now, the home screen is kind of the main section of the phone here, and you'll have a few of the most important apps on the phone will be here. You'll have this home row at the bottom here. This is buttons you'll use to navigate the phone here. And then as we swipe down on the screen, this will take us to what is called the notification panel. So let's just take a minute and go over these different areas. First, just before I move into that part, I want to go over some terminology I'll be using for the video. So you'll hear me use the word apps quite a bit, and just know that apps is short for applications. Think of how computers have programs, phones have applications, or apps for short. And apps is referring to these little icons here. These are the programs or the applications of the phone. At the very bottom of the screen here, you have this little circle. This is your home button. And pressing this button will take you back to this screen, which is called the home screen. If I were to go to this app here, which is Google Chrome, this is your web browser if you want to go on the internet. If I tap on Google Chrome, and let's say I want to go to a website, I'm simply going to tap in the box that says search or type, and then I can type in a website, for example, AOL.com, and tap on this arrow to go to that website. So let's say I'm searching through the web, and now I want to get back to the home screen. I'm going to press on this home button at the bottom, and that'll take me right back to the home screen. So that's all this button does. It just takes you right back to this screen, okay? When in doubt, you get in trouble, press that home button to take you back to this screen. If you ever don't see these buttons at the bottom, you simply need to swipe up from the bottom of the phone, if you just swipe up, then these buttons will show up. Sometimes they are hidden. For example, if you're watching a video, then they might be hidden. So you'll just need to swipe up. Okay. Now, to the right here, we have what is called the Recent Apps button. Now, notice I just went to Google Chrome, the web browser, and we were searching the web, and then we went back to the home screen. Well, Google Chrome is still running in the background of the phone. The only difference is I moved away from that to get back to the home screen. If I want to go back to Google Chrome, I can, one, tap on the Chrome icon, or I can tap on this button, the Recent Apps button, and then I can see all the apps that I previously had open. They're going to show up in this section, which is called the Recent Apps section. So I can tap here to go right back to the Google Chrome page I was looking at, which was AOL, and I can continue to look through the website like I was doing. Now, if I'm finished with Google Chrome and I want to totally close it out, I can tap on that Recent Apps button and I can swipe up. And when you swipe up, it closes out the app. So that's how you close apps so that they're not running in the background of the phone. You can do that for each app that you see on this section, or you can tap the Close All button, and that will just close every single app that's running in the background of the phone. To the left here, you have what's called your back button, and all this does is take you back one step. If you want to see all the apps on the phone, you're going to swipe up on the home screen. Let's do that again. That's important. We're on the home screen. If we swipe or we drag up the screen, this will take us to what is called the app drawer. And this is where you'll find all the apps that are currently installed on the phone. Now, I'm going to go to the settings. This is the settings wheel right here. We'll tap on settings. And let's say I want to change how long my screen stays on. I can tap on display. And I can also tap on screen timeout. And you can adjust the time here. So I wanted to go in the settings. I wanted to make this change. Now that this is done, I'm going to use this back button to go back one page. So now I'm on this page. I can press it again to go back another page. Now I'm on the main screen of the settings app. And if I press it again and there's nowhere else to go, it's going to take me out of that app. So that's just a brief run through of these three buttons. Those are three of the most important buttons on the phone because they really control how you navigate the phone. Home button, Recent Apps button, and back button. Now, so far, if you're learning and this video is helping you out, please take a minute and bump that like button down below. It is your way of saying thank you. That costs you nothing, and it also helps to get the video shared out to more people who have this phone to help them with learning it. So next, we're going to go over what is called the notification panel. We're going to stay on the home screen, but we're going to drag down the screen. And when you do that, it'll take you to here, which is called the notification panel. Let me try that again. You're on the home screen, drag down the screen like this. And here you'll get notifications from all the different apps that you have installed on the phone. For example, if you get a new email, it's going to show up in this section. If you get a Facebook notification, it'll show up in this section. And you can scroll through, and usually it's a much longer list of different apps that are just sending you messages. If someone sends you a text message, if you get a missed call, it's all going to show up in this section. So you want to monitor this section. This is how you know what's going on with your phone. And at the top of the screen here, you'll find your some shortcuts to different settings on the phone. These are the most frequently used setting on the phone. These are the most frequently used settings on the phone. So we have our Wi-Fi icon here, our mobile data, our Bluetooth, our do not disturb. And if I drag down, it'll bring up even more options. So my auto rotate, my Google Wallet, all these different options. I can also swipe left and see another page of shortcuts. So these are all just different shortcuts to different settings that are on the phone. You even have a shortcut for a system update. If you want to check to see if your phone needs an update, you can come all the way over here and tap there, and it will let you know if there is a new update available. At the top here, you'll have a brightness bar that'll let you adjust how bright or how dim the screen is. Now the phone is normally set to automatic, But if you start controlling it from here, then it will set it to manual, and then you can make it as bright or as dim as you like. I want to go over just these first couple because I think they're really important for you to know how to use. So let's say you want to connect to your home Wi-Fi network. You want to put your finger on this little Wi-Fi button. Now I'm already connected to my network, but don't worry about that. Just simply take your finger and press down for 1 second, and this will take you to the Wi-Fi menu. I'm going to press OK on this pop-up here. And now, look, it says Wi-Fi, and it's going to show me all the available Wi-Fi networks in the current area that I'm in. You'll want to look for your specific Wi-Fi network. What is the name? Once you find it, and when you tap on it, it's going to give you a pop-up like this, and it's going to ask you to enter the password. Keep in mind, all Wi-Fi passwords are case sensitive, which means if there's a capital W, you'll need to press this little arrow up, which will give you all the capital letters, and then you can tap on whatever the capital letter is, and then it will drop the keyboard back to lowercase. And then you can enter the rest of the password and whatever numbers there are, and then you hit the checkbox to make the connection. Now I didn't put in the right password, so guess what? It's going to reject what I just put in, and it's going to ask me to put in a new password, or it might just try to find a different network available. But nonetheless, that is a brief run through of how to connect to a Wi-Fi network. There is no limit to how many networks you can sign into on your phone. So if you want to connect to your home network, find it and connect. If you go to a friend's house, you can simply connect to their network. If you go to a Starbucks, you can connect to their network. Obviously, be careful. Public Wi-Fi networks are not as secure. But wherever you are, if there is a network, you can connect to it following this system. Now, swipe down again. You also have a Bluetooth switch here. Now notice some of the switches are lit up in yellow and some of them are dimmed. For example, mobile data is dimmed out and this one is pretty dim. When it's dim, it means that it's turned off, and when it's highlighted or lit up in yellow, it means that it is turned on. So if you wanted to turn off your Bluetooth, just simply tap on the button and now Bluetooth is off. If you want to turn off Wi-Fi, tap on the Wi-Fi icon and now Wi-Fi is off. To turn it back on, just simply tap again, and just like that, and then now those antennas are back on. For Bluetooth, same thing, simply long press, put your finger on the button for 1 second. It will take you to this menu, and here you'll tap on pair new device, and then it will begin to look for all the available devices in the area. So those are kind of the main two most important switches that people tend to use up here. But again, you swipe down, look through this list because you should know what shortcuts you have and when they might come in handy. Okay. All right. So that brings us to the end of sort of navigating the phone. Now, next I want to go deeper into how to download applications. I showed you earlier that by swiping up on the screen, this takes you to what is called your app drawer. And this is where you'll find all the apps that are on the phone. But what if you want to download a new app? For example, what if you want to download Uber Eats because you want to order dinner and have it delivered? Well, you'll need to go to what is called the Play Store. The Play Store is where you'll find all the apps that are available for your phone and where you can download those apps to the phone. If you tap on this search button at the bottom of the screen, you want to tap it 2 times, it will bring up your keyboard and it will bring up the search box at the top, so you can simply type in the name of the app that you want to download, or you can tap on this microphone in the upper right corner and just simply say the name. So for example, let's say I want to download Uber to the phone. Tap on the microphone, Uber, and now it's going to recommend Uber. And sometimes you will see an ad, so pay attention to this. Here you see a Lyft app as well, and right above it, it says sponsored. This was an ad that was generated based on what I searched. This is the app I really want, which is the Uber app. Now if I tap where it says Uber, I can swipe up and I can look at pictures to make sure I have the right app. So yep, okay, that's Uber, good. Hit my back button to go out of that, and let's swipe back down. And normally this button will say install, but I've actually already downloaded Uber to the phone, so it just says open. But you'll want to look for a green install button, and by tapping that, it will download that app to your phone. Sometimes this button is not going to say install, sometimes it's going to have a price. And if it has a price, it means that the app you're trying to download is not free. There is a cost, and so you want to be mindful of that. Now, so we downloaded Uber. Where would I find Uber on the phone? Now, you can swipe left and right, and there are different pages that will show up on the home screen, but we don't see Uber, which is no problem. So what you're going to do is swipe up, go to our app drawer, and then this app drawer section will organize all your apps in alphabetical order, and we'll simply go to the use section, and oh, there's our Uber. I can tap on Uber to begin the process of trying to get a ride. So that is a brief run through of how to download apps and where to find them after you've installed them. Next, let's go over how to make the text size larger. If you'll notice, for example, there's little captions underneath the apps here, and the words are really small. So let's go over how to make the words larger, and this will not just be for your apps, but for when you're sending a text message or you're on the web like Google Chrome. It'll make the text larger in just about every section of the phone. So we'll swipe up, and we're gonna swipe up again and go to the settings app. From here, go to display, and then go to display size and font. I went there really fast. Go to display size and text. Tap there. And here you have font size, you have display size, and you have bold. Now watch as I drag and make the font size bigger. You'll begin to see the titles of the apps much clearer. There we go. So now be careful making it too big, because at some point you won't even be able to read the names of the different apps. So you want to try to find a sweet spot, which I think this is the sweet spot right now. Next is the display size, which makes everything bigger or smaller. So if I start to bring this up, you'll see how the size of the icon is getting larger as well as the text. There we go. So there will be a lot more space to see your apps, and hopefully you'll be able to read the names of the apps a lot easier. You can also make the text bold. This is enabled right now. It makes the text bold, easier to read. And there's some other add-ons here as well. So that's a brief rundown of how to make the text size larger so you can easily see what's going on your phone. Next, let's go over how to control the sound on the phone. So for example, if you're trying to put the phone on vibrate or silent, what you'll need to do is tap on either the power up button or the power down button. When you press it, a menu is going to pop up on the right here, and you'll tap on this little speaker. This puts the phone on vibrate. This puts it in silent. If you press it again, it will turn all the sound back up. Now, this menu goes away fast, and it's a little frustrating, so you got to get it pretty quick. But here I can raise or lower the volume to my either music or my video. Now, if I tap underneath that little bar, there's 3 dots right here, and if we tap on that, this will bring up our basically EQ, and it basically is the sound for the different functions on the phone. So first we have our alarm clock sound. You can control how loud that's going to ring. Then you have this one, which is for your notifications, and you can take that up and down as well. Here you have your call volume, so when you make a call. And also, as you drag it up and down, it'll give you a preview. So as I'm moving this, it says this is your ring volume, how loud the phone is going to ring. Whereas this is the volume of how loud the actual call is going to sound when the call is coming through the receiver. And then this is the media volume, which is for when you listen to music or when you listen to a video. All that comes through there. Now you can tap on the settings wheel here to get to the actual sound and vibration section in the settings. And here you'll find even more options of things you can control. You can also change the sound when you get a text message, which is right here, your default notification sound. You can just come in here and pick a different sound. Some of these will be annoying, so you gotta be careful. That one's pretty easy. When you're done, press OK. And here you can change your ringtone sound by tapping on phone ringtone and just testing out some of the options here. Press OK. So now we've just changed our ringtone and our sound when we get a text message. So that's just a brief run through of how to control the sound. Now next, let's go over how to set up your email on the phone. So there's two ways to do this. The easiest way is tapping on this Google folder you'll find on the home screen and go to Gmail. Now you might say to yourself, Wayne, I don't have a Gmail, so I'm not going to use the Gmail app, right? And the answer would be wrong. You can actually use the Gmail app to sign into non-Gmail email types. To do that, you simply need to go to the upper right corner and tap on the little icon. Mine is red, but yours might be a different color. And tap on Add Another Account. This will take you to the main screen. Now, if you've never set up an email on the phone, then this is the first thing you would have already seen. And these are the supported email types. So Google, Outlook, Hotmail, Live, Yahoo, Exchange, and Office 365. If you don't see your email in this section, your email type, you can tap on Other and try to enter the email address and password. And sometimes it will work, but sometimes it will give you issues. So plan B, which I lean on quite a bit, is go to the home screen, go to the Play Store, which is where we download apps, and try this trick. So tap on the search button twice to bring up the keyboard and take you to the search. Next, in the bottom left corner, you're going to see a question mark and a 1, 2, 3. Tap on that button and tap on the @ symbol. And all you're going to do is simply tap on whatever the end of your email address is. So if it's at AOL, you type in at AOL.com. If it's at SBCglobal.net, whatever it is, just type in whatever is the back half of your email address, and then tap on the magnifying glass to do a search. And then it will recommend apps that are compatible with that email type. So these are a couple here. And as you can see at the very top, this was the first recommendation. Hey, download the actual AOL app to manage your email. Makes so much sense. So I can tap on open. Sometimes it's going to say install, so you want to look for install or open. And from here, I can tap on inbox, and then it will give me a pop-up that'll ask what my sign-in information is, my email address and my password. So that's a brief rundown of just signing into your accounts and some of the things you might navigate in the process of signing in. Now, once you're signed in, we're going to go back to Gmail, and this is a walkthrough of just simply how to use the email app. So here you'll see a bunch of different emails that have already come through. Now the ones that say Google Pixel, I don't need those, so I can tap on this little green bubble to the left to select that email, and then I'm going to select these two as well, and this one and this one. So I have these 5 emails selected, and I can simply come up here and tap on the trash can to delete these 5 emails. So that's how easy it is to delete emails in bulk. You just have to check the circle next to it first, and then hit delete once you've selected all the pictures you want to delete. Next, let's go over how to check your email. So here, we've already gone over deleting emails. Let's say I want to just read an email that came through. This is a Samsung email. So here it's like an advertisement. I can look through it. I can tap on any one of these little buttons here to go to that product and get more information. Yeah, so this is an email from Samsung, but there's nothing in here that I see that is important, so I'm just going to tap on the trash can to delete this email. Now, here's a different email from Fitbit. Let's see. From Fitbit, and they're talking about changing my password. Now, I can reply to this email by tapping on this little arrow that points to the left, and then it will give me an option. It will automatically put the email in a reply, and it'll add RE dot, and then it'll give me space to begin to type. This was just how you respond to an email. Now, if you want to attach a file or a picture, tap on the paperclip in the top right corner, and here you can attach a file, or you can insert it from a Google Drive. I just do the first option, it's easier, and you can type something. Hi there. Now, upper right corner, we're going to tap on this button here to send off the email. And that's basically just sending it right back to the person who sent it to you but with whatever your preference is about what they're asking. So that's how you download apps and different things. Now, next, you have a search box at the top of your email that says search in mail. You can use that if you're trying to find a specific email that you received. Could be yesterday, last week, last month. Tap in that search in mail box, and then you can type in whatever you think was in the email, and then it will try to recommend emails based on your criteria. Next, let's go over how to set a password on the phone so you can protect your information. To do this, we're going to swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again, and at the bottom of the screen you'll find a settings wheel. Tap on the settings wheel. From here you're going to swipe down all the way to security and privacy, and here you want to tap on set screen lock. Okay, now right now there's no password on the phone, so we want to go to either a PIN, which is a 4 to 6 digit number, or you can go to a pattern. Let's do a pattern, and we're just going to make it an L just like this. Hit next, and then make it another L just like this. Hit confirm. And now when you need to sign into the phone, this is what you're going to see. So this is the lock screen, but if I try to drag up the screen, it's now going to give me this, and it's saying enter the corresponding pattern to unlock the phone, and we'll put that L in there, and guess what? Now we're in the phone. So we officially have set a pattern to lock the phone, and from here you can do a lot of other really cool things. You can go up and actually set another screen lock. So go to device unlock, and from here we're going to tap on fingerprint, put in that pattern, hit setup, got it, and the fingerprint sensor is in the screen. So at the bottom you'll see an icon of a little fingerprint, and just begin to press down on the screen. And here it's going to begin to learn your fingerprint, so you can then just unlock the phone with your fingerprint, just like this. You'll just lift your thumb and just drop it down, just like that. And just keep going until it tells you to stop, but try to slightly move your finger. You don't want to always put it down the same way because it's trying to learn your fingerprint. And there we go. We officially added a fingerprint, and now we can use that to unlock the phone. Now, I recommend you always add more than one fingerprint, and add one from each finger. Because let's say you have food or grease or something on this thumb, you're not going to be able to unlock the phone, but you may not have something on this thumb. So tap add another and just simply go through the same process with a finger on another hand. I'm going to hit done. Let's go ahead and lock the screen or put it to sleep. Press the power button again, and now I can just simply press like this to unlock the phone. So super easy. You can also set up your face to unlock the phone as well. You would just tap on face unlock and follow the prompts. So we officially have a password. Our phone is secure. The last thing I want to take you through is using the stylus. When you take out that pen, this menu is going to pop up, which is super cool. And here you can get to shortcuts that correspond to the pen. So for example, if I want to write a note, I'm going to tap on the plus, and here I'm in a note that I can begin to write things. So maybe I want to write a quick shopping list: eggs, milk, butter. And I can also draw a little square. So once I find them at the store, I can just check them off, just like that. So that's one option of things you can do with the pen. Now you'll notice this little gray icon. It's a circle and it has a little pin in it. This is what will bring up that menu that we just talked about. So if you ever want to get back to this menu, just tap on that little bubble to bring it up and get to these shortcuts. So there's a Moto note, there's a screenshot, which is just taking a picture of your screen. That's an easy way to do that. There is a freeform crop, which is just whatever you're looking at on screen, you can just crop down a section of that by tapping on the freeform crop. There is the gift maker, and there is a handwriting calculator that you can basically write out your calculations and then it will solve it for you. So that's just a brief run through of the pen and some of the things that you can do with it. pretty cool. It's just a nifty tool to have with you, and you can swipe up and down, and you can use it to control a lot of the other functions on the phone. So people don't always tend to use these shortcuts. They sometimes just use the pen just to navigate the screen, which is totally fine. So it's whatever works for you. First, let's go over how to use two apps at one time. You're going to first pick the app you want to be open at the top of the screen. I'm going to have YouTube at the top of the screen, and then I'm going to tap on the recent apps button in the bottom right corner, and then tap on the YouTube icon and tap on split top. From here, I'm going to tap on Google Chrome, and now I have YouTube open at the top of the screen here, and I can go ahead and play a video. And while that video plays, I'll be able to... I'm your tech guy Wayne, and today while that video plays, at the bottom, I can go ahead and browse Amazon or browse any website while this video plays, which is super convenient. I can also take the phone and I can just simply turn it to the side to rotate it, and now I can watch it in the landscape position and continue to swipe through Amazon. If you tap on the white bar here, tap it twice, it will switch and put whatever's on the right on the left and vice versa. And when you're all done and you're ready to close out split screen, take your finger and drag that white bar to the right, and that will take you out of split screen and put you back into full screen. Now, along the way in this video, if you come across any tip that is helpful, anyone, stop and bump that like button down below. It's a great way to show support for the channel and just to say thank you. Number two, I want to show you how to keep your screen on longer. If you notice, if you don't touch your screen every 15 to 30 seconds, it will go off. But if you swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again, come down to the settings wheel. From here, we're going to go to display, and here, simply swipe up, and we're going to go to screen timeout. Now, I already have mine turned up to 10 minutes, but the phone out of the box will come either set to 15 seconds or 30 seconds. You want to change it to at least 2 minutes or 5 minutes. I have mine on 10 because of the video. I also like to turn on the attentive display, and this will keep the screen on even longer if it detects that you are actively reading something on the screen. So those are two helpful tips to help keep your screen on much longer. Now, the next tip is a really fun one. By double tapping on your power button, it'll automatically wake up your phone and it'll launch your camera. So no matter what you're doing, you can launch the camera quickly by double tapping the power button. Even if, let's say, I am on Google Chrome and I'm scrolling through Amazon, if I double tap that power button, it's going to automatically take me over to the camera app, so I never miss any important moments. So super useful feature, and that puts your camera always at a position where it's readily and available for you. Now, number three, let's talk about when your phone is off. If you take out the pen, the stylus pen, you will trigger something called the screen off memo. And here, if you notice, it took us right to the notes page, and I can begin to drop my pen just like that. And also I can write a note. Maybe you need to quickly write down a phone number. This is a great way to do that. Okay, so again, the way it works, when your screen is off, basically take your phone out of your pocket. You need to write something important. Simply just take out the pen, just like this, and it will automatically take you to your notes so you can begin writing down whatever it is that is important. Maybe you're writing a shopping list. You can do that because your notes will be open and ready to go. Now, moving on to our next tip. When your pen is out, you're going to see this little pop-up on screen, and this is going to take you to a different shortcut of apps you can use with the pen. So here you can get back to your notes by tapping on the plus. You have your Moto notes, you have your screenshot, you have your freeform crop, gift maker, handwriting calculator. So you have all these cool functions you can access when your pen is out. Just simply look out for that little pen icon here and just tap on it, just like that. Moving on to our next tip, if you swipe up and go to your Moto folder and then tap on the Moto app, you'll find all these other really cool built-in hidden features. So you want to swipe through the app, and here it'll begin to share some of the cool things you can do. If you want to customize your phone, add a special theme, you want to go to the personalize section and tap on themes. Here, you can access a list of pre-selected, pre-curated themes with different colors, or you can tap on the plus in the upper right corner, and here you can begin to design your own custom theme. So change your background. Let's choose this one. I like that one. Next, tap on font. You can change the style of the letters for the menus, and here you can see the preview. Next, let's go to color. We can change the corresponding color with your theme. Let's go red. Our icon shape. This is one of my favorites here. You can see in the preview right here. And then come to the top here, and this is where you can name your theme. So I'm just going to call this futuristic. Okay. Hit the check in the bottom right corner to save it, and then hit save. And now we can select that theme, and it will change all the menus to correspond with those patterns. So you can see my icons now look different. When I swipe down, my menus are now red. So pretty cool. That's just one cool way for you to customize the phone. Now let's jump back over to that Moto app again, and let's back out of the theme section. And now let's go over to gestures. There's a lot of really cool gestures that you can access on this phone. One of my favorites is the fast flashlight feature. And this is simply taking the phone and just chopping down like this. It'll automatically turn on your camera. It'll use your flash as a flashlight. Chop twice, it's off. Okay. Chop again, it's back on. So this is a great feature if you need to access your flashlight in a pinch. Simply do that chop twice and your flashlight will automatically come on. On the flip side, if you don't really like this feature and if you find it annoying, you simply turn it off in this menu. Some of the other cool options are going to be the 3-finger screenshot, and that's taking 3 fingers on your screen just like this, and that will trigger a screenshot. Now this one is not super convenient. I've heard some people say they like it. It's a little cumbersome for me because the screen tends to move, so you gotta get used to that one, play around with it a little bit. Another really cool one is the sidebar, which is currently turned off. So let's turn it on. So we're gonna just check the box here. And now, if we swipe from the edge of the phone and we just swipe in like this, it's gonna bring up this menu. And this menu is gonna have shortcuts to the most frequently used apps, but you can customize this and you can set this to be whatever apps you want. So let me go to the home screen. And if you look right here, you can see a little dash, okay? When you swipe along the dash, that's how you bring up that menu. Let's try it again. Here's the dash. I'm going to swipe from the edge of the phone onto the phone, and that's what will bring up this menu. And now we can tap on the settings here if we want to change what's in that menu. Maybe you say, I don't want Google Photos, and I don't want the clock. I would rather have Facebook. And you might say, I'd rather have Amazon. No problem. Simply hit the home button, and let's swipe in to access it again. And now our menu has changed. So this is a super convenient feature that gives you access to whatever apps you use the most. Customize this menu, and now you can easily get to them with a swipe. Even if you're in, for example, an app, it doesn't matter. That menu is still going to be there, and that's the other cool part. So watch this. The dash is still here, although it's hard to see, but I can still swipe over and bring up that menu. So I can quickly jump between apps without even having to go to the home screen first. Maybe I want to go right to YouTube. I can do that. And you can have it open in a pop-up window just like this. And you can drag it around or tap on the arrows to the left here to make it full screen. So if you got value so far out of that video, make sure you bump that like button down below. That's a super fun feature. Now next, I want to show you how to download a different keyboard. Maybe you're not a fan of the stock keyboard on the phone. I don't really love this one myself. So to change the keyboard, I recommend you going to the Play Store, tapping on the search button. And here we're going to type in Swift, S-W-I-F-T, key. This is a free app, and it's a fun app that will allow you to really customize the keyboard, change the colors, change the layout. You can get very detailed with how the keyboard responds. You can even add a nice vibrating kickback whenever you tap a letter. Let me show you the installation process. So as you can see, it downloaded quickly. We're gonna tap let's set it up. We need to go to the settings first, and we need to enable it. So we've just enabled it just like that. Next, tap on select Swift key, tap it just like that, tap try keyboard, and now we're into the settings, and here you can go to themes and you can customize the look and the layout. So these are some of the options here. I tend to like the ones that are a bit simpler. So if you go to, let's see, we scroll down a little further, there's a few that they put in every phone that you download the app on. Let's see, there we go. This one is my favorite. I'm gonna tap on it, hit download. If you link it with your Google account or Microsoft account, it does give you access to even more keyboards for free. So I just linked it with my Google account. Now if I tap here, I can see what my keyboard looks like, and there it is. So a little bit of a different layout, and there's a little bit of a vibration kick whenever I tap on one of the keys. Now I'm going to hit the back button and go to sound and vibration. I like to turn off Android default vibration. I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to turn up the vibration, so whenever I tap on a key, I can feel it. The phone is going to have a stronger vibration. You can also turn on a key press. So every time you tap a key, it'll make a sound. Now the phone is on do not disturb, so it's not going to make any sounds right now, but by turning this up, you can change the sound and how loud it is. And to me, it helps me type a bit better having that vibration turned on. So, all right, that's how you change your keyboard. I want to show you a really cool app to download that gives you some amazing wallpapers. Let's go to the Play Store. This is an app called Backdrop. This is a free app, and this will give you really cool wallpapers to choose from. The phone is obviously going to come with some built in, and while this downloads, let me show you. If you hold down the home screen, here you can see some of the default backgrounds and themes. We can go to wallpapers, and here are some curated wallpapers. Let's go to change. So it will come with some wallpapers built in, but now that we've downloaded Backdrop, it's going to show up as one of the options, and this will give us access to so many more wallpapers. So look at this. There's so many cool wallpapers in here. They're all free. Sometimes you do have to watch an ad, but it's not that big of a deal. Like this one is a really fun one here. You just tap on set. You can do home screen, lock screen, or both. I'm just going to do the home screen. It'll take a few seconds for it to download. Hit the home button, and now we have this really fun wallpaper to use on the phone. If you still have the box of your phone, look for this tool. It's called a SIM tool. This is what helps you to pop out the SIM card. If you don't have this, no problem. Find a paper clip, just simply bend it back, and it will fit in the slot just the same. On the left side of the phone, you'll find your SIM card tray. You're going to take that tool and insert it in the hole and give it one good push, and you'll see your tray is going to pop out just like that. And this is our SIM card tray. Okay. Obviously, this is the slot for your carrier SIM card. So AT&T, Verizon, your service, and then you're going to put your memory card just like that into this little slot. Now before inserting the memory card, a good test to do is to take your tray and simply try to turn it over. And if your SIM card falls out, it's not in properly. You want it to give it a nice push so that it's fitting plush in the slot. All right, so we got it in. Here we go. And we're just going to give it a final push in. Now, one disclaimer, it took me a few times to get the card flat and to get it in. Don't force the tray in. If it's not going in, take the tray out and adjust the memory card and then put it back in. The last thing you want to do is damage the memory card or damage the phone while you're putting the tray back into the phone. Okay, so the memory card is in. Here's what you want to look for once you install the memory card. Swipe down from the top of the screen and you're gonna see a pop-up like this. It says Samsung SD card. So the phone is basically telling you that it has recognized that you have inserted a memory card, because you'll see this pop up, Samsung SD card. There's a little arrow to the right here I can tap, and it says for storing photos, videos, music, and more. And if you tap on the Explore button, this will allow you to basically go to Files by Google, and you can look at what's on the memory card. Now, this is a memory card I've used in other phones before, so there's already some files that are on the card, and I can look through here and just look at some of the files. One important folder to pay attention to is the DCIM, which is your digital camera imaging folder, and that's not the total acronym, but basically this is where all your pictures are saved when you take a picture on your phone. When it saves on the memory card, it saves it in this folder. So I can come in here and I can look at a bunch of pictures that have been taken with this card on other phones. Now, another thing you want to look for, you want to swipe down from the top, swipe down a second time, and tap on this settings wheel. And in the settings, we can also look at the storage. So go to your storage section, and here, notice storage, it says this device, and to the right of this device, there's a little drop down arrow. If you tap on that, you can switch to your Samsung SD card, and here it's going to tell us exactly how much storage is total the card. So this is a 120 gig card, and of that, 71 gigs are already being used. So this is just a quick way to check and see how much storage is available. And again, if you tap on Files, this will take you to the Files app where you can look at the files like we just did. You can turn on the storage manager, and this just again gives you more data, more visuals on the memory card, and that's it. So basically this is what you should see once you install the memory card. However, if you come here and no memory card shows up, you have a problem. So the phone should give you a pop-up that tells you it has recognized it on the phone. So that's the first thing. We've installed it. We've checked to make sure the phone is reading it. The next thing you want to do is you want to go to your camera app, and you want to basically look for this pop-up. It says, hey, SD card is available. Do you want to store your photos and videos on your SD card? You want to say sure. So essentially, whenever you take a picture or a video, it's going to save them directly to the memory card and not take up your internal storage. This is the main reason why people buy memory cards, so they can have plenty of space to take pictures and videos. So you look for that pop-up, you hit sure, and now when I take a picture or a video, they're going to save right to the memory card. I just took 2 pictures here. Let's go home. Now, if you go to Photos right here, and then I'm not going to turn on the backup right now. And next, you're going to go to Library. We go to Library. This is our camera folder, and if you notice, there's a little memory card icon right next to camera, and this is telling you that these pictures are being saved to the memory card. This is a picture that we just took. Okay, so that's how you basically validate that the pictures are being saved to the right place. You go to Google Photos, go to Library, and you should see that little memory card icon next to camera. So perfect. We've just changed the phone settings, and now our pictures and videos are going to save to the right place. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up with going over can you save apps to the memory card? And the answer is no. This is no longer an option within the Android operating system. Now, that's out of the box. Now, if you were to root the phone, there are ways to work around that and save apps to the memory card. I do not recommend it because it doesn't always work as smooth when the apps are saved to the memory card, and it depends on what type of memory card, and if it's not fast enough, again, it can affect your experience. So out of the box, you can't save the apps to the memory card. You can only save pictures, videos, and documents. Let's start with the easiest way to take a screenshot. Button combination. Let's say I want to take a screenshot of just my home screen like this. I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to hold down on the power and the volume down button for 1 second, and that's going to trigger a screenshot. Just like this. Power, volume down, hold, let it go. You'll see this pop up. You can tap on the pop up to see the screenshot that was taken. It'll then give you a pop-up of some editing options you can use to make adjustments to the picture. For example, I can crop by simply going to the edge. There's these little black L's in the corners, and you can drag on those to shrink down your picture. I can tap on this pen, and I can circle different things on the picture. I can also add text by tapping on the T here. And when you're all done, you can share that picture out. You can delete it, or you can simply hit the checkbox to save it. So that's our first method to screenshot. For the second method, you can only take a screenshot of something within an app. So I can't screenshot my home screen, but let's say I want to screenshot my Candy Crush game. This is the beginning of the level. Let's say I want to screenshot this. I'm going to just swipe up from the bottom and tap on that recent apps button. And this is my screenshot button here. If I tap on this, it will take a picture of my screen and give me the little pop-up in the corner. So that's the second way. Now, we've taken all these screenshots. The next question is, where does it save the screenshots after I take it? Well, it's going to save it to your Google Photos, which you'll find on the home screen. Tap on Google Photos. So here's Google Photos. I'm going to go to Library, and here it's created a folder and named it screenshots, and I'll find all 3 of those screenshots in this section. Okay, now some of you guys are not the biggest fans of Google Photos. The app can be a little annoying, so if you want something simpler to use than Google Photos, go to the Play Store and simply do a search for Gallery and look for this first app right here. This is an app created by Google. It is a simpler gallery app. It's free to download, and guess what? It's not going to ask you to back up your photos. It's just a very simple, stripped down version of Google Photos. Here, I have a tab for photos, and I have a tab for folders. Okay, let's go back to Google Photos, and I want to show you how to print one of the screenshots after you've taken it. So let's say I want to print the picture of my Candy Crush game. I'm going to go to the upper right corner, tap on the 3 dots, and I'm going to swipe over, and you'll see a print button. I'm going to tap on print. Now, you want to make sure your Wi-Fi is turned on. So I'm going to swipe down from the top, and I am connected to Wi-Fi, so that's great. Next, you need a compatible wireless printer. Most wireless printers that you'll purchase in 2024 or 2025 will be able to print from your phone. Let me walk you through the process. You're going to tap on select a printer. Make sure your printer is turned on as well. Now, I have an Epson XP 4200 series. It's a very simple printer. It's under $100. I'll also link it on screen right here in case you're looking for a printer. So here I'm going to tap on my Epson XP 4200, and I'm going to tap on this little print button, and that's going to send this right to my printer. That's it. Super easy. That's how you print a picture from your phone to your printer. Now, what if you want to print from an email? Well, let's go to an email. And here, let's just find any email. And let's go to this Samsung email here. Let's say I want to print this email. I'm going to go to the upper right corner, tap on the 3 dots, and come down to print. And here, I'm going to select a printer as well. My Epson XP 4200. Now, if you don't see your printer in the list, you can always go to all printers, and it should show up there. I'm going to tap on my XP Epson, and sometimes it will take a little time for it to load properly. So right now, what you notice is you don't see a preview of the email I'm trying to print, and you don't see the print button. If this happens to you, don't worry. You just need to wait a minute because it's trying to load all the information for it to print. Now here's a little trick that might make it show up faster. Tap on this little button next to the Epson Tap on this and go to Save as PDF. And look, the preview shows automatically. Now go back right here, Save as a PDF, go to the drop down again, and tap on the Epson. And when you do that, it got all of the images to load from the email, and our print button is here, and now we're ready to print. So that's a little trick that'll help you in case you get stuck there. Now lastly, I want to show you how to print from a web page. So let's go to Google Chrome, and I'm on Amazon, and let's say I just want to print this page that has these Beats by Dre earbuds. I'm going to go to the upper right corner, and I'm going to tap on the three dots here, but you'll notice there's no print button in here. Don't worry, there's just one extra step. We're going to tap on Share, and then the print button is right here. I'm going to tap on Print. It's loading the preview just like it did with the email. Now we have our trick. Select a printer, go to Save as a PDF, and it should load the preview faster. There it is. Now I'm going to go back to Epson so it knows to send it to the printer. Now here's another important tip. Notice here it says 1 of 20. If I try to print that page, it's printing 20 pages of information because it's printing customer reviews and recommendations and a bunch of other stuff. So if you only want this first page to print, you can come down here and just uncheck all the other pages. In the bottom right corner, there's a little check. Just tap on the check and it'll turn into a minus, and then it won't print those pages. So that's one important note there. You can also, right under where it says paper size letter, tap on this drop down, and here you can make other modifications. So for example, right here it says I'm printing page 1 and then 7 through 20. I can simply just erase and just have page 1 here. So that way it'll only print the first page. I can also say, hey, instead of printing in color, I want this to be in black and white. I don't care about the color. You would tap where it says color. Now, normally it gives you the option. Right now it's not, but on yours it should give you an option to change this from color to black and white. You can also change the number of copies. Maybe you want to print 5 copies instead of 1. Tap in the box, change the number from 1 to 5. And that's it. Hit the arrow up. And it's not loading the preview again, no problem. We're going to hit the drop down, hit Save as a PDF, go back to Epson, and now we'll tap on that print button to send this to the printer. Today I want to show you what to do if your screen freezes or your touchscreen is not responsive on your Moto G Stylus 2024. Basically, you're going to hold down on this button combination, and this will trigger what is called a soft restart. It won't erase any of your data. It'll simply just turn the phone off, turn it back on, and it should fix any minor software glitches you might be having. Here's what you need to do. You're going to hold down on the power and volume up button until the screen goes completely blank, and that's how you'll know the restart was successful. Let's do it right now. Power, volume up. You want to hold them together. So let's count to 3 and hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. You will see this menu pop up. Continue to hold the buttons, and after about 5 seconds, the screen will just go blank. There we go, super fast. As soon as it goes blank, let go of the buttons. And now give the phone a couple of seconds to restart. You'll know that the soft reset is complete when it takes you back to your normal lock screen. You'll simply unlock the phone, and usually if the issue you were having was software related or app related, this will fix it. Now, if your screen is cracked or your touchscreen is damaged, this may not fix your problem. And in that case, you may have a hardware issue. And if hardware is the case, my next recommendation is to take your phone to a local cell phone repair shop, have them take a look at it and diagnose your screen. It could be that because your screen is damaged, it's causing issues with the touch, and therefore you may need to look into getting it replaced. Okay, I will link below in the description of where you can get a new LG Stylo. If it might be cheaper for you to just buy a new phone versus getting the screen replaced, so you want to keep that in mind. As you can see here, the phone is back on, everything is working like normal. So that is the process to do what's called a soft reset. Today I want to show you how to reset back to factory settings. What you're going to do is simply swipe down from the top of the screen, Swipe down again, and in the bottom right corner you'll find a settings wheel right next to the power button. And here you'll want to swipe up and go to password and accounts. Find your Google account and tap on the Google account and hit remove. You have to remove the Google account first before you trigger the reset. Once that is done, you're going to hit your back button and then swipe up again and go to System and then Reset Options and then Erase All Data Factory Reset. And then hit Erase All Data. This is the last button you press, and once we hit this, it will begin to trigger our full reset. It's going to take all the data off of the phone, and then it's going to set it up like a brand new phone. At this point, you don't want to touch the phone. It's going to do a few resets, and you'll know it's finished because it will take you to a welcome screen and then ask you to select the language. One important thing to note, this will not work if your phone is below 30% battery. So make sure your phone is charged up at least halfway before you trigger this process, or the phone won't even allow you to trigger the reset. If you got value out of this video, make sure you bump the like button down below. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. I'll link to some other really helpful videos here and here. Thanks again for watching. Take care, and as always, have a good one.